The Detroit Lions get recognized for something that they have that every other NFL franchise wants. If they could have a magic wand, a genie in the bottle, they would be like, this is exactly what we want." The Detroit Lions have it. We'll break that all down. If you're new to the channel, we're Detroit Lions fans, and we cover nothing but the Detroit Lions here on this channel. And make sure you subscribe because it's about to go down with the NFL draft. It's going to get crazy. It's a lot of fun. We cover it top to bottom on this channel. Every player that we add, uh, the draft itself, we go live. So make sure you subscribe because it's going to be fun here and then over the next couple of weeks. Okay, the Detroit Lions, according to NFL writer Matt Verdame, Detroit's running backs and offensive line units are tops in the league. So he ranked every unit in the NFL. The Detroit Lions running backs and offensive line is the best in the National Football League. So it would be really cool just to have the best offensive line, because then, just by default, you'd have some pretty good, running. Your stats would be good running the ball, or, your quarterback would probably get protected. But we actually saw that, right? We saw that with Jamal Williams and DeAndre Swift a couple of years ago. Yeah, it's nice, but when you can pair it with with really good running backs, oh my gosh, it's crazy. And we'll look at some stats here, just how good David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs were last year. But as we know, Jahmyr Gibbs, it took him half the season to really figure it out as a rookie. He had to slow down a little bit. He had to kind of read the holes, and then, man, you could tell he just was really comfortable. Space really opened, and that was the big difference with Jahmyr Gibbs versus a Jamal Williams, right? Jamal Williams, I know they're not the same back, but the point is, the same hole that Jamal Williams would hit, you put Jahmyr Gibbs in that hole, boom, boom. I mean, and he's taking the ball for a 30-yard touchdown. I think of the Buccaneers playoff game. That's the exact thing. Breaks through, has the ability and the speed to just run away from a guy and score a touchdown, where Jamal Williams would have cut through there, got a nice 8-yard gain, and we would all clapped and say, "All right, cool, first down." It was 2nd and 5, and he got 8 yards. What a difference when you can break the big gainers. And that's kind of what I wanted to show you here. As we look at last year's rushing stats, hopefully you can see this. You can see yards per carry, Lions top 5. Touchdowns, Lions number 1. They scored the most rushing touchdowns in the National Football League last year. And just don't forget how far we've come from after Barry Sanders retired. Barry Sanders retired. I mean, it's just a guy here, a guy there. We've got, you can just randomly pick them, right? We had like a aging Adrian Peterson there for a year. We had Reggie Bush, who was like, okay, give us a little something. Amir Abdullah, terrible. Let me know in the comments your worst or most hated running back that we've had since Barry Sanders. Mine was Amir Abdullah. Made me think of it. Just would fall down you would just touch him and you just fall right down. It's like, what is this? We had guys like Jamal Williams, where, okay, good, but man, where's just Kerryon Johnson? There's so many running backs. It's like, we just could never put offensive line and running back together and vice versa. And it just was like, it's hard when you don't run the ball. Every NFL team wants to run the football and stop the run. That's kind of the base of football. And then from there, of course, you have to throw. You've got to be good on special teams, all the other things you got to be really good at. But it's really interesting when you look at these stats. The teams at the bottom are teams that aren't great, right? Panthers, worst team in the league. Vikings, bad. Jets, bad. Broncos, bad. Buccaneers, Chiefs, okay. Patriots, bad. Giants, bad. Okay. Texans, Packers, Chargers, bad, right? They're the bottom of the league in every one of these rushing stats. It's really crazy. 20-yard rushes. I love this one. This is a great stat because where's that explosiveness? Again, I don't mean to be just hammering on Jamal Williams, but he's going to get you a nice, strong, hard 10-yard run. That's going to be the best he's probably going to do. Whereas Jahmyr Gibbs is just breaking runs. Wait till next year. I can't wait. Lions top 5. They're at number 4, 15. How about 40+ yard runs? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, about 10 teams that did not have a single run over 40 yards. Lions were there every year for many years. Because after Barry Sanders, it was like, oh my gosh, this is not normal, right? We knew it, but like we're just spoiled Barry every game. Every game, at some point, he's going to take it to the house from 50 yards out. But when he's not there, and you're like, what in the world? So it's hard to do. And then about half the teams had one. I mean, more than half. And then here are the Lions. Let me go back up here. Dolphins had 8. They're running. So Lions had 3. Perfect. In the top 10 again. Long run. The Lions third, 75-yard run. Rush first. Okay. So yeah. Attempts. Lions are right up there. The Bears are the only oddball on this list. The rest are like good teams. Good teams run the ball because they're ahead. They're working the clock. They're controlling the games. The Bears are up there just because Justin Fields is terrible and he probably ran 40 more times than any other quarterback. More than that, where he just scrambled and he doesn't know how to throw, and so he just has to run. So if you're the Lions, every team wants this, right? And again, this is one opinion on this NFL writer that put the best offensive line and the best running back duo. But the whole point is, we all, I don't know, doesn't matter who you are, you would admit and agree that the Lions have the top 1 or 2 running back duo and the top 1 or 2 offensive line. And that is what's going to carry this team next year. Dan Campbell said, Brad Holmes said, our offensive line is our team. It's the whole foundation of what the Lions are trying to do, both offensively and defensively, because offensively, you got to protect Jared Goff. There's just, you got to protect every quarterback, right? But especially Jared Goff, because when things start getting leaky, he tries to make stuff happen that he just physically cannot, and that's when problems happen. So you got to protect Goff. But being able to run the ball, control the game, settle things down when it's second, when you can just stay on schedule. You can stay on schedule. First down run that goes for 4 yards. Then you can run it again. Now it's 3rd and 2. You can run. You could, and that's another thing is like the Lions' ability on 3rd and 8 to line up in shotgun and run the ball so many times because they were in plus territory where they knew they were going to go for it anyway. So the defense is backed off. It's 3rd and 8. We run it. We get 7. Now it's 4th and 1. You create so many mathematical advantages when you're able to run the ball. So again, if you haven't subscribed, please do. We would love it if you subscribed. If you've watched a few videos, if you haven't seen us before, hang out, watch a few videos before you subscribe, and we'll see all of you on the next one.